TIL Saudi Arabia owns 15,000 acres in California with water rights to the Colorado River so they can cheaply grow alfalfa to feed their cows. If you ever want to be absolutely furious about the way water is managed and regulated in the West, especially in California, you should read Rivers of Empire by Donald Worster. Basically, the way the entire system is designed regarding water is fucked up and privileges the elite. Edit. I put a tiny TLDR for the book answering one of the comments below. Water wars are going to be fun, guys. Wait until you find out that the Saudi kingdom buys up all this land in CA, AZ, NV, etc. on top of river basins and continental aquifers to grow their feed crops because they've used something like 95% of their own peninsula's millennia-old water reserves. Water shortage/distribution is one of the heaviest spurs of civil unrest and political crackdown in the kingdom, so they outsource it as a band-aid solution, greatly accelerating the depletion of American aquifers at a time when nearly half in the continental US are already on the verge of running dry. They have a similar setup in Arizona too. I live in California and have horses. The local feed store told me once that although our hay prices are high, Japan pays premium for all of our best hay for their race horses. There isn't enough space to grow hay over there and it's cheaper to ship tons of it there. The Saudis are also doing the same. https://www.npr.org/section/2015/11/02/45388564 Saudi Hay Farm in Arizona tests state's supply of groundwater, thing in Arizona. Doesn't seem right that another country owns some of our land. Then again, that's been the federal government's foreign policy for decades, so we'll call it even. I saw the HBO documentary series cover this, but in AZ2 if I'm correct, they explained how horrendous they are at wasting gallons and gallons of water every day. They specifically drilled to the aquifers below to get the water. It's damaging the land there and other stuff as well. Go look it up, but be warned it's deplorable what they are doing and how they are doing it. Plus how they are getting away with it. 3-part series was called H20 The Molecule That Made Us. Edit, no idea why this would be downvoted. Wait till y'all find out about Nestle. Way to go, California. I don't even want to know how much land China owns in the US. Yup, it's a problem in Arizona too. Build a well deeper than the local farmers, deplete the water level so it's too expensive to farm and buy their land from them. To make it worse, they sell the product back to Saudi Arabia. So they're growing one of the least water efficient crops in one of the driest places, and they then send that product back to Saudi Arabia. Just doesn't seem right, and it's obvious someone got paid a lot to make this happen. It's been brought to court many times, but the smaller towns/people have no chance against the Saudi corporations at fault. Farmers in Kittitas County in Washington state used to make good money growing the world's best Timothy hay for Japanese race horses and Kobe beef. China is also buying American land. I wonder why this is legal when it's illegal the other way around. You should have to be a US citizen or US national to own property in the US. TBH, the US really needs to invest heavily into its water supply. Doesn't help that the current gov is removing all laws regarding waste dumping etc., which will ruin your natural water reservoirs. Why doesn't the United States own 15,000 acres in Riyadh with oil rights so we can feed our addiction? It's time for America to stop letting other countries buy up our own freaking land. American land should be for American citizens. Arizona has Saudi farms pumping water. The water table has dropped to 1,000 feet or lower due to the lack of regulation. Arizona, the desert state, is growing alfalfa for Saudi dairy. Come on. True the alfalfa in Wisconsin. I think we should not allow foreign countries or entities to own large chunks of land. In AZ they bought 15 square miles, https://www.npr.org/section/thesalt/2015/11/02/453885642/ Saudi Hay Farm in Arizona tests state's supply of groundwater, in the desert to grow hay. They got about 15 water wells when they purchased the property, and each one of those wells can pump about 1 5 billion gallons of water. It's an incredible amount of water they're going to be drawing up from that aquifer, which won't last forever. They dried up their own wells in Saudi Arabia, so they go to other countries. Saudi Arabia, aka a country that funds terrorism, has zero women's rights, conducts genocide in Yemen, and kidnaps journalists. Do not visit Saudi Arabia ever. Fun fact, economics. Water can be transported cheaply in the form of soybeans, corn, and alfalfa to where it is needed. Cheap equals burning down the rainforest and buying up water rights as a minor cost of business. Also, they are growing the alfalfa to feed their horses. The cows just get some as a byproduct. This is what is stupid about a lot of our agriculture. Alfalfa grows well in Iowa. It was one of my family's crop rotation in the fields, and we used it to feed the cows, alfalfa, feed corn and oats, but thanks to corn subsidies, people here only want to have monoculture fields and never rotate crops, and therefore tossing more and more pesticides on the fields. Oats and hay will stop weeds. Also, cultivation of soil will bring in more nitrogen into the soil for corn. Not to mention the megafarms we have now leads to things like A, being run purely as a business and pesticides are applied when they shouldn't, e.g. high wind, and B, people not having the time to hit all the fields, so people are applying dicamba later than they should, according to my dad, an investigator/inspector with the Iowa Department of Agriculture, Pesticide Bureau, and he carries EPA credentials, and he has been on the job for 35-ish years. Not to mention with California the salmonella issues are tied to the manure. In Iowa, we take the manure to use on the feed corn fields, not the sweet corn fields. Sure, it can still happen because of birds and random animals walking through the fields, but it might happen less if the dairy industry in California was moved a bit away from the food we directly eat. Amazing, land being taken care of and lived on by locals is sold right from under their feet. A truly American story of property rights. Nothing has rights, just a price tag in America. Truly a capitalist fantasy. Eminent domain. Just saying. How about we don't sell American water? You mean to tell me that we can't keep our own water in our own ground? Water rights my ass. This should not be sold to other countries. We have water shortages here. This makes no sense. Water rights in California are totally effed. In Imperial County, farmers buy water for $20/acre-foot. The same water is sold to San Diego for $2,000/acre-foot. Most of the farm water is used to grow cattle feed. Yes, the governor wants people to turn their yards into dust bowls so that farming corporations can make a killing growing almonds and selling beef to China. And Saudis can grow alfalfa apparently. Yo, that's my little hometown, Murica, where we sell rights of its citizens to corporations and foreigners. Yay. Other countries do the same. Wonder how many know about this though. Thanks for sharing. Wait until you hear how many foreign acres McDonald's uses for their cattle feed. Haha, people who live in a desert exploit a different desert. Seriously though, fuck Saudi Arabia and fuck the US governments who allow for given powers to destroy our environment and drive up resource costs. People should check out Australia's water rights market and where it leads when natural monopoly is put and sold in the market. It's such a shit show and wrong at so many levels. This is the perfect time to learn more about permaculture. China owns a bunch of land in California also. This shit should be illegal. We share pictures of some of our old phones. /r/onpics/. There's a saying that goes whiskey is for drinking and water is for fighting. This is definitely true out west.